Hi. Welcome to another Monday Live. I've got these glasses on for lighting. I'm facing the sun, but I gotta put these on. I actually lost my favorite sunglasses when I was traveling recently, and I found these. They're kind of stylish, so I can see you all while I'm facing the sun. So we got the lighting thing down. Hey. So today I'm gonna be focusing on the concept of cleansing and spring cleansing, right? The more that I've been in a practice of getting in tune with the cycles, a lot of the time we talk about like, how did we get so out of touch with humanity? Like, how did we start to believe that we weren't part of nature? As we're in the process of recognizing that we are nature and reconnecting to nature's cycles, we just had the spring equinox here on the Northern Hemisphere, and spring cleansing is not a term for no reason. It's a great time to start, if winter's a time for us to go inside and hibernate and do some deeper inner searching. I think we've had that in a bigger cycle as well with the pandemic and people literally being locked inside their houses and having time to go inside. The sun's coming out. Spring equinox is about longer days, more light coming into our lives, shining light, and then letting that ice or that snow melt away on all those levels, our physical, mental, emotional, and energetic levels. And I've been doing a cleanse recently, physical cleanse, which of course where everything is interconnected, right? So I haven't done cleanse in quite some time, all liquid cleanse, and it was fascinating for me to jump into that space of noticing how much my when you kind of switch up your eating routine and kind of do that pattern disrupt, you start to see all of these other patterns in your life, how food plays a role in your life. I've been doing this now for not quite 10 days. And I'm eating now. I realized going straight into an all liquid cleanse was way too distracting for me. I was thinking about, I was thinking about food. I was feeling hungry, and I wasn't able to actually get other things done in my life. But I also then decided maybe let me create some space for this cleanse, because I'm going to, in part of letting physical things go, emotional things come up to let go of. So I'm inviting those of you who are watching this video and who want to be sinking to the cosmos, sinking to the cycles of Earth. We just hit spring. So this is a great time to sit down. Not only is the spring equinox a great time to sit down and get clear on what you're planting, that you want to have grow through the spring and the summer. Before we do that, we want to cleanse and we want to let go of all the stuff that we've accumulated. So I'm really into energy. I think that we talk about cleansing on a physical level. You can definitely jump out there. There's many people that know more about cleansing on a physical level than I do. It's a great practice, and I definitely invite you, even if it's once a day, a month fasting, to just take a time and use it as a pattern disrupt, to change up how you put food and nutrients in your body. But even more importantly, or also as important, is getting into a regular routine of energetically cleansing. And the first person that I ever heard say this actually was Vishen. He said to me, there's a group of us, hey, actually what he said was, smell the person sitting next to you. And we kind of okay, and went and smelled the person sitting next to us. He said they probably don't smell too bad, because we all have been conditioned and trained to wash our bodies, our physical bodies, to care for our physical bodies on a daily, most of us take a shower every day, every other day, right? What we don't do, most of us do not have an energetic cleansing or mental cleansing process that we do on the daily. So we can look at cleansing in two ways. We can look at sort of taking these periods of time when everything's aligned and conducive to us doing a larger cleanse. So right now is a good time. If you've been considering it, consider this your message from the universe coming through me to actually do that, to take some time to drink more fluids, to maybe let go of if you have alcohol or maybe caffeine or something that you drink a lot of. Just give yourself a week or two, 10 days, and let it out of your diet. See how that changes your body. See how that as your body changes, your external life shifts around you. And then beyond taking times to sync with the cycles of nature to do larger cleanses, what are the small cleansing activities that you're doing on the daily? So here are some amazing ones that have worked for me. Just give me a moment and scroll, see if anyone's said anything in here. If you guys have any questions. I know I can't, it's squinting in the sun. He's like, no sunglasses. Sorry guys, the glasses stay on. Can't see otherwise. It's really cold in my house, so I'm sitting outside today. There's a few different little tricks, so you just take which one works for you. This is my spring offering. One way of cleansing our energy that I really love is rosemary. So you see rosemary growing, at least here in California where I am, in people's front yards, in their gardens. You probably have some rosemary growing naturally around you or in someone's garden. You can easily go buy it at a Whole Food store. Take the rosemary, boil it in some water. We'll put that into a larger jar, let it cool down, and then you can divvy that up and use it as a cleanse when you take showers in the evening. And also you want to cleanse when you're doing energetic cleansing. Yes, we want to use these herbs and work with their magic and their power. We also want to work with our own focus in our mind. So when we're clearing energy, we take that rosemary, after it's cooled down, pour it ourselves, go take a shower and pour it at the end of our shower over ourselves and let that energy move through us and cleanse. We also want to use our mind to clear out any debris, anything we've picked up from someone else throughout the day, anything that might, like worrying thoughts that have been looping, just letting them go and sending them somewhere. You can either ground them directly into the earth. So this way we're not just like, going, if I came in with like a dirty jacket and just sort of went like this and got the muck all over the place, that's not really doing me that good because the muck's still in my environment. So I want to be clear where I'm sending it, brush it like up into the light, send it to the heavens or to source, or down into the ground when you're clearing your energy. So that's one super simple thing that you can do, is just have some rosemary water that you keep in your fridge, let it warm up. So if you want to pour it freezing over yourself, that's another way you can do it. Sage or Palo Santo are two other things. I do want to bring to our attention that when we're working with herbs, we really want to be as aware as possible of where those herbs are coming from, so that we can source them in the most sustainable ways, that we make sure that whoever is taking them is respectful of the indigenous communities that use those herbs and that have brought these wisdoms to us in the first place. So important. Actually, here's a great place for me to pause and say that I really want to shout out Isis Indria for this. I've been doing her year-long apprenticeship, and I've actually seen other leaders, in the same group of people I've grown up with who are really stepping into their leadership, taking the time to honor the indigenous land that we are on. Then if you can find out the name of the land before it was colonized, if you want to find out who the people are that lived on that land, if you're doing any kind of ceremony, ritual, prayer, it's like such a beautiful addition, and truly like honoring those who came before us, to say like, I honor this land. If you know the name of where it is, you can look it up online. For most places, pretty easy. Honor maybe the tribe that was there, that were the guardians and still are in many cases guardians of the land, and do that in your ritual. So I bring that back to, if we're using sage, if we're using Palo Santo, we want to be aware of where these herbs are coming from, and make note as we move through the world, how we're stepping into the world, where we're taking from, so that we're correcting some of the issues in our own daily practice that so many of us are saying we want to see change in the world. It does truly start here. When you are using sage or Palo Santo or any smoke cleansing type of herbs, another thing, going back to that demonstration of like shaking my jacket off, you want to think about doing that outside of your house if possible. And that is because if I go tromping around with my mud boots on in mud, I don't take them off in my house and like clack them around and let the mud come all off in my house. I do that before I step out of the house, or some houses have a mud room. So when you're using those cleansing herbs, you do them outside, and again, consciously send the energy that you're not wanting, the energy that you're clearing, up into the light to source energy, or down into the center of the earth, so that it goes somewhere to be transmuted and transformed. You can cleanse your house with these things as well, and you want to open the windows and you want to direct the energy as you're bringing the spirit of that plant into your environment. Move it and push the energy that you want. Again, directing it out of the windows. You can sage in your house, but you want to be clear you're pushing it out of your house. And in general, when I work with groups, I have everyone sage outside, unless it's absolutely not possible. It just is a lot less work for me on making sure that energy got out of the environment, because we want to create a clear space that we're all coming into when I am working with groups or leading groups or sitting with my people. Yay. So those are two clear ways of starting to just on a day-to-day basis cleanse. We don't necessarily even need to work with our plant allies to do that. Having a practice of checking in with ourselves right before we go to sleep is super, super powerful too. So just like many people take a shower at the end of the day to clean their physical body off, you can use that shower time to consciously connect to the water spirit, to let water cleanse over your body, and to consciously have the intention that I am clearing also my energetic field. I'm cleaning also my emotional field. I'm letting any like unresolved feelings wash down and be complete with them for the day before I step into bed. We've really become disconnected in many ways in Western society from our dream time. And because of that, we don't necessarily have rituals of how we move from our waking state into our sleeping state, both of which are states of consciousness, different forms of consciousness, but consciousness nonetheless. And so if we don't have a moment of just pausing there to decide how you're entering into your sleep state, a lot of times people bring their waking anxieties, worries, projects, and plans into the sleeping state. So having some time, for some people, just having a pad, writing down what it is that you know you want to focus on the next day so that you don't bring it with you into your sleeping state. And energetically clearing. So one way that this is done by some traditions is to just take a moment and trace from your present moment all the way back to your beginning of your day, and just think, okay, who did I interact with? What phone calls was I in or on? What meetings did I participate in? What Zoom calls? And just see the people's energy, and you're gonna pull the cords and just simply, choom, 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 especially any unresolved discussions that might have happened, just drop or pull those cords. Cords of energy are how we exchange back and forth when we're connecting with people. And there's all forms of cords, but we want to be fully sovereign and in our own energy field, which allows others to do the same because we're not carrying energy for other people. We're clear with our space, and we have good boundaries. We can go through the day, see who we've interacted. It can be a quick or a long practice. It's totally up to you. And just literally disconnect our energy from them, give it back to them, reclaim our energy, and just see like whatever color you want. The power of your imagination is so powerful, so know that what you choose is right, and just see that color of light washing through you. Claim your space, feel yourself in your space. Sometimes you'll notice, is there anything still in there lingering? Oh, there's that thing. Just let it out, disconnect it, and then you go to sleep in a peaceful state of focus, and you're able to then use your dream time very powerfully to actually, Thomas Edison has a quote, never go to sleep without programming your subconscious. So as we clear the waking state, we can then step into the sleeping state with a clear program of, I'm going to go into my dream time to get answers to this part of my project, to figure out how I want to handle that relationship, to regenerate and rejuvenate the cells of my body. If you have a specific thing that you're healing, an ailment, you can focus on that. This sleep time is going straight into really resting my immune system and allowing such and such to heal. So those are some different ways that we can start thinking about cleansing. On the big scale of having yearly rituals going through your house, springtime, spring clearing, spring cleansing, cleaning out what no longer, noticing where you still might have attachments to things and why, and then working through that and letting go of those objects. Clean space on all levels of your being. So yeah, that's it. And once we're really clear, it's easy. It's super easy to plant the seeds, taking this beautiful sun that is now coming out. It's been a lot colder in some of these places. I know here in California it has, in other places in Arizona. I was talking to a friend, but the sun is coming out, and this spring in particular, I think, is really powerful spring of reclaiming our creation and stepping out from being locked up inside and hibernating for the last year. It was about a year ago that we all went inside. So I invite you to step out in every way that is, and to clear and cleanse anything and everything that is a limiting thought or tells you that you are not perfect in every way. And as we began this, I invite you to just take a few days, cut out like the meat, the dairy, the caffeine, the alcohol, anything like that, and just see what happens in your being as you let go of those few things and create that pattern interrupt, because it's a great way to just quickly change up a few things and get yourself on a very aligned trajectory that you may not have even seen before when those things were physically in your body. Big love, bless up. Talk to you all soon.